Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is October 21st, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin does it again. 65K rallies to new record highs. Now, first, no major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the Aussie dollar lose some momentum at resistance. And when we look at the indices, the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones reach their resistance-ish area. The question is, will they continue? Now, looking at commodities, gold pretty much unchanged, while oil rallies back to its highs and then teeters off. Now, looking at the stocks, bank stocks remain strong. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin to new record highs, as we mentioned. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first take a look at the Aussie USD at a daily chart. And you can see we reached this resistance level, 174, 175-ish level right here. That is resistance. That was previous resistance over here, previous resistance over here. So that's a bona fide resistance right there. 3 strikes and you're out. So if this doesn't break higher, okay, if it doesn't continue going on the upside, then we should certainly see it go back down, possibly back down to the 7.2. Now, hear me out, okay? And this is what it means to be trading intermarket analysis, okay? Because when we look at the Dow Jones and we look at the major indices in the United States, the same thing is happening. We're reaching resistance. We're looking at a daily of the Dow Jones, okay? We're looking at this resistance-ish area, and if it doesn't break out on the high side, okay, this will go back down, presumably down to 33,700-ish level, okay? That's not the end of the world because we do anticipate this, okay? This does happen where the market makes a double top, okay? And this would be the double top that we would be looking for. So something to consider and looking down the road. Now, but first, looking at oil, look at this move yesterday, a sharp move from 81.50 up to 83.75, huge move on the upside. But again, we're reaching that resistance-ish area and we're teetering out. So if it doesn't break higher, let's take a look at it daily. If it doesn't break higher, then this may really be a new area that we're going to be consolidating in. When we're looking at gold, nothing happening. Okay, well, 1785, really not really much happening there. When we look at the USD ZAR, okay, teetering out at this 1446. Now, we've had a tremendous correction and the ZAR has gotten much stronger. But the question is that are we reaching a support level here? Look at this, okay? This may really be a support level as the dollar gets a little bit stronger versus the rand, okay? That could possibly be another place for it to actually bounce off of back to this 1480-ish level, perhaps. Okay, so but something to consider, even if you're not trading it, but you do want to know what's going on. All right, now looking at the U.S. markets, okay, so let's take a look at the Dow Jones, okay? We rallied yesterday over 300 points up to our highs of 35,500-ish level, and now we're teetering out, okay? Now, most of the corporate earnings have come out. Now, we still have 2 major, or really 3 major elements that is still coming out. And we have Amex coming out tomorrow, which is American Express. We have next week Google, Microsoft, and Apple. So those are really big bellwethers to let us know what's going on. So something to consider going into next week, as this is still happening. Now, there's other economic factors as well. Number one, some sort of economic plan by the central government of the United States, whether or not they're going to increase interest rates. That's one. And two, is the Congress going to come up with some sort of economic stipend for the country, okay? Because the country is going to be shutting down if they don't pass a certain bill in order to keep the economy going, keep the government going. So that's something to consider as well. Now, when we look at Bitcoin, okay, but first let's look at the individual stock. Microsoft yesterday hit its new highs but teetered out, okay? Facebook also just unchanged here. When we look at Tesla, it didn't hit new highs, right? Tesla came out with new earnings yesterday, didn't give us like wow kind of situation, okay? Didn't shake the market, didn't scare the market, but didn't break out either. However, looking at the bank stocks, we're still relatively strong. 170 is where we're trading it right now. So this may considerably correct itself on the downside. Now, looking at Bitcoin, all right, this is where it's really at. Now, look at that massive rally since September, the end of September, we went from 41,000 to 66,000. 60,000. That's unreal. That's unheard of. Just the other day, somebody was telling me he put in $7,000 in Bitcoin about 2 years ago, okay, which is not that long time ago. All right, 2 years ago, we were trading somewhere over here, and today the guy has $120,000. Okay, he's just been trading it. Every time it comes back, he buys it. Every time it comes back, he buys it. And this looks like it's popping on the upside. Okay, but it's got to really clear it and sustain it on the upside as well. So keep that in mind. So lots happening in the markets, and you see, okay, just one more point here. As you're looking at my graph, you see the volume just pick up over the time period, this time period. Look at that. Okay, that is where there is more play. That's one of the factors you consider, okay, when you look at so much buying opportunities here, especially there. Look at that. That was really, you know, the spot. That was the sweet spot, February 2020, when it hit back down to $6,000. All right, so lots happening here. It's still, you know, on the top side. I wouldn't chase it at this point, but you may want to enter day trade it. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.